another program of Crosstalk on Enterprise TV. What's Crosstalk? When two worlds of opinions collide. And today we're looking at President Tinubu's first year in office. And we raise the question, has the president done well? We're going to hear all about that. You know, over time, the idea of 100 days in office has been used to measure the success or otherwise of a government. The 100-day in office gauge is alien to Africa, where so many things compete for attention. Well, for President Bola Tinubu, it will be 1 year in office on May 29th, 2024. Has he fared well in governance? The problems are so many and variegated. How do we aggregate his leadership style? We have two convergent opinions here. Let's meet and greet our combatants. Okpeoluwa Taiwo is an HR consultant and doubles as a political commentator. Okpeoluwa, I greet you. Thanks for joining us.
Good to be here today.
We are joined also by Tochukwu Ezokama, suave and personable gentleman. Tochukwu is a town planner, a biographer, and a public affairs analyst. We welcome you, Tochukwu.
Thank you so very much, Jones.
Well, gentlemen, you know as much as I do that the present government would have been 1 year in office in the calendar, if you see what I mean, on May 29th. And so it's not out of place to score his tour of duty. Okpeoluwa, how do you score Mr. President close to 1 year of being in office?
Yeah, thank you, Citizen Jones. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, being the president of Nigeria, as at May 2023, having to take over power from former President Muhammadu Buhari.
After an election.
After an election in a democratic process that is going through the ballot process as was under the referee of the INEC and was actually unconstitutionally declared the winner of the highly contested 2023 general election. Having said that, looking at the 1 year in office of a man who has spent 8 years as the former executive governor of Lagos State, and he has done well for himself over there, and also spent more than 2 decades of his life in the private industry, talking about the oil and gas industry and his accounting background. And that has brought about his background into the adventure of becoming the president of Nigeria. So 1 year in office. Now we are talking about the student loan, talking about the Access to Higher Education Act as at 2023 and reenacted in April 2024. Also talking about the CNG, whereby we can have alternative for our PMS, because the fusion of direction or the impact of the unavailability of PMS in the past has affected the industry of our economy. So it has brought us to see that there are a lot of paradigm shift that can be infused in the governance. And that makes us to understand that his government is on a sustainable development path, which will bring about a robust economy, even beyond the next 1 year.
Yeah,
so he has done well, and he will do well more.
Do you consider Nigerians an impatient people, or the president is slow?
Mr. President is not slow.
Okay.
The citizens do not understand the dynamics of governance. Talking about the process, procedural pattern.
Thank you. Yeah. Tochukwu, so that's Okpeoluwa Taiwo's opener. How do you open your account here?
Well, to me, as far as I'm concerned, the president has done a terrible job, a very bad job. And
bad job of
in governance, in every aspect of governance. The thing is that when Nigerians want to make excuses for our leaders, they talk about our leaders being one of us. They didn't drop from the moon. They are just like Nigerians, like you. Why are you expecting magic from them? But then, if you're one of the boys...
Are you familiar with the saying, if people get the leader they deserve?
I don't even agree with that.
Okay. But that came from somewhere.
Yeah, from somewhere. Somebody's opinion, which I disagree with. So the thing is that if you're one of the boys, why are you to lead? It is the distinguished few that lead. And the distinguished few do not come telling us, I will be helpless to solve your problems. The problem is so complex. Elect me so I can compound them. They tell you, I know your problems. I can solve your problems. So when they come into power and fail or refuse to solve the problems, first of all, is a breach. Some refuse, some can't, some don't want to. But and then it is a breach of your electoral promises.
This particular president, in your opinion, has failed, has refused, or which one?
He refused, therefore he failed. If I refuse to read my books, I'll fail my exams. So it's a combination of the two. So it's a breach.
That's coming from your prison, right?
I can only speak for myself, Jones.
Okay.
My distorted or perfect prism. That's everything I'm saying is passing through.
You admit that President Bola Tinubu, on assumption of office, inherited liabilities,
which he knew beforehand, and these were problems he promised to resolve. So he has failed on his promise, and he has failed on.
And you think 1 year would be enough for him to fix it?
1 year by 1 year, you must have laid the foundation. We should be able to see, oh, he is doing a good job. He's starting on a good foot. But everything is getting worse. Security has not improved. The economy has not improved. The rate of inflation boggles the mind. Nigerians are starving to death as though we are in a war situation.
But the country has been faced with security challenges
all along.
Since,
He has failed.
Predating his coming to office.
He has failed to solve or ameliorate these problems. After 1 year, we should begin to see some signs. The economy improving, no matter how slight. The security improving, no matter how little. But nothing is improving. Everything is getting worse and worse. The prices of food especially is spiraling out of control. And Nigerians are starving to death as though they're in a war.
Judgmental here.
I reserve the right to be judgmental. If you employ a man to fix your house and you come and say, this man has done a wonderful job, are you not being judgmental? You can also say, this man has done a terrible job. You're being judgmental. We cannot live our lives without judging. Yes, I am being judgmental, but he has done a terrible job. And you keep wondering what this country will be like in 2027.
You appreciate where it's coming from, or don't you?
Yeah, my colleague has successfully shown to Nigerians that it's possible that he was not part of Nigeria in the last 10 years, or he was exempted from the calamity that bedeviled the country in the last 10 years. And he was also not part of the country.
Or he's not gaining from the current government.
Or maybe it's not gaining, like you said. Maybe it's not gaining.
No, not like I said. Nigerians are want to consider somebody, judgmental when he cannot gain from what's going on.
Nigeria is a fantastic country, and Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has put up a vibrant and a gallant confidence in the last 1 year, be able to tackle some of the indices of the economic challenges in Nigeria. So when I come to arena like this and I have my counterpart speaking in such a diluted sentiment, is such unfortunate for us in Nigeria. But like I said earlier on, it's possible that in the last 10 years, it wasn't part of the system, or maybe it was out of the system, or it was under the system. So it was unable to aggregate the challenges that happened to the country.
Okay, he admits that the president inherited some problems. but that he promised to fix these problems before he came on.
So if a man is sitting in one space, challenging another man that a calamity that occurred within 20 years will be fixed within 1 year, are you ready to listen to such a man? Are you saying that such a man is being realistic in terms of analysis? Are you saying that the indices of economic development is available to such a man? The answer is no. I'm talking about Mr. President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has been able to confidently and boldly face the security challenge of Nigeria, putting the right professionals in the right place. All right. Now, look at what happened to the EFCC. The former EFCC chairman was said to be one way or the other not in the right place in terms of corruption, in terms of constitution. And we can see a new professional in place of the EFCC chairman, putting up the right indices.
But
now,
does the new chairman of the EFCC give you the confidence we are going to face corruption head on?
Absolutely. With his style of leadership. Absolutely. Because he has been able to build systemic approach, not just a gallant or not just a myopic approach. He has been able to put in place a systemic approach on how to tackle corruption, which is what? Which has a base of what? Confidence for Nigeria to relax on.
Thank you. Tochukwu, there's none so blind as those who cannot see. I've heard that saying before. Okpolua is wondering if it is possible to fix a 10, 15, 20-year-old problem inside 1 year.
No, my answer is no.
Isn't it that Nigerians are in a hurry, or the president is slow in your estimation?
Nigerians are not in a hurry.
Impatient, I mean.
The president is not slow. The president is ineffective. The president is bad.
Okay,
we should have at this point started seeing some signs.
And Tochukwu, you would have rooted for a dictator, even if benevolent.
There are too many styles of leadership. Some leaders are compassionate. They worry about the masses. Some are not. But the bottom line is get the job done. Whether you're a kind man or a wicked man, a dictator, a benevolent dictator, the average man on the street does not want to know. What he wants to do, you see, is improvement in the quality of his life. His children come out of school, they are employed. He goes to his job, he finds security. He goes to the market, he buys food. He pays his rent, basic things of life. I was in Biafra as a boy during the war, and that's where I saw hunger. That was where I saw relief. These days, the council was relief.
So was the head of Biafra at the time ineffective?
Extremely. The head of Biafra at the time destroyed Igbo land, turned everything upside down. But the average Igbo man does not know because of the propaganda grip Biafran propaganda has on his mind. So now they call relief, they call it palliatives. It's only in war-torn country that people die of hunger. It's only in war-torn that you see people destitute on the street begging for food. Nigeria is not in a war situation. We are not Syria. We are not Yemen. We are not Ethiopia. So why are people starving to death? Why are people begging for food? Something is profoundly wrong. And whatever was wrong or is wrong, it has always been there. But it got compounded under this administration. Under Buhari, people were not as hungry. It is under this administration that...
No. Are you saying hunger did not show its face during the Buhari days?
The hunger was there, but it didn't show its ugly and vicious and brutal face or faces as it's showing it now. It became worse. So this administration is worsening everything. You remove fuel subsidy. And now we buy for 900, 1,000. And no refinery in Nigeria is working. If the refineries start working...
No. Tochukwu, we are told 1 or 2 refineries are in the process of being fixed. And hold on, the Dangote refinery, I dare say, has commenced operations.
No, We're not feeling
So
it.
it's a matter of time.
Yes, the question is how much time?
Maybe you are impatient, as I said.
I'm not impatient. I'm looking for visible signs of progress. Visible
Oh,
signs
Okweoluwa, this problem cannot be fixed inside 30 minutes. So, yes, President Bola Tinubu inherited problems, but the problems appear to be overwhelming him. That's what Tochukwu said.
is compounding the problems.
Well, I would say that, when you have a particular analyst giving you figures saying that the people do not care how a government achieve a particular aim, all they just want is results. That statement alone lacks clarity,
Finesse.
lack capacity, lack substance. Are you saying that Mr. President should approach the citizen with the Machiavellian theory? Is that what you're saying? Where you say that what? The end justify the means? Is that what he's trying to position to the people? What I'm saying is that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is working assiduously, effectively, efficiently to put food on the table of an average citizens of Nigeria. He has been able to increase the capacity of agri and the farmers. He has been able to improve the security of the farmers. He has been able to bring about the alternative energy processes. He has been able to bring about new investors into the mining sector, which has never been there in the past. Are you saying that such a man has not successfully delivered the dividends of democracy in the last 1 year? Whoever is positing that Asiwaju Tinubu has failed, such a man lacks clarity in the governance of Nigeria. And when we talk about the capacity of the citizen, we must also know that there are behavioral patterns of Nigeria. What is that behavioral pattern? Inability to understand the principles, the dictates, and the dynamics of governance in Nigeria. And that means that every governance, every policy takes stage by stage, step by step, before the word full circle achievements. And that is to say that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is on the path of full success as the president of Nigeria, irrespective of whatever my counterpart might have said, which I totally disassociate myself from it, and it lacks clarity. I disagree totally, vehemently, and I'll oppose everything he has said against this administration.
Tochukwu, so let's begin to take this home. In doing so, shall we look at a window of opportunity? Is there any that things might improve in the coming days and weeks?
No, because of the antecedent, because of the personality of the man that occupies the office. You can't expect much.
For 8 years, he was in charge of Lagos State.
And Lagos was in a mess until Fashola came and cleaned up the mess, until Fashola came and set Lagos on the right path. When he was in charge of Lagos, it was a heaven. It was the abode of thuggery, and his private army roamed unimpeded. So nothing is changing because of the character of the man. Characters don't change overnight, and your character must always reflect in your work.
It has nothing to do at all with your quarrel with the persona of the president. It has nothing to do with the man, Tinubu himself.
I don't know him. I've never met him, so I can't be quarreling with him. I'm just speaking as a Nigerian.
All right. Okweoluwa, how do we take this home?
8 years in Lagos. My counterpart was not, and he doesn't know Tinubu. 8 years in Lagos. And he's here to ascertain his negativity in office.
He lived throughout the man's regime in Lagos.
But he said he doesn't know him. That means whatever he's saying lacks clarity, lacks capacity.
Okweoluwa, he does not need to know him to feel his impact.
So if truly he lived in Lagos for 8 years, if you live in a state for 8 years, and you say you don't know the governor. So that means whatever you are saying,
no, you do not feel the impact of the governor.
No, he said he doesn't feel the impact and he doesn't even know him. That means that
until Fashola came.
Until Fashola came. So when you are in a state, a governor was in charge of the state for 8 years, 8 good years, 8 productive years, and you don't know him. It's until when his successor came in that you know him. Now you are now analyzing the negativity of such a man. Now as the president, can you now see that my counterpart has been able to successfully show to us that he does not have the clarity of thought or purpose on the issue of the success of Mr. President. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu put up a structure, aggregate successful professionals and technocrats to build the Lagos of our dream. The Lagos you and I were enjoying up to today. The Lagos that is giving success to an average farmer. The Lagos that is giving success to an average professional. The Lagos that is bringing people like Tony Elumelu. Now, is now the president. Now, a lot of new and upcoming millionaires and billionaires are coming up as a result of technological innovation being infused into the system by Mr. President.
I must stop you.
Thank you, Mr. President, for doing a good job.
Taiwo, many thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Tochukwu Izukama, I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. The American writer Mark Twain talked about support for country or support for government. Are they two different things? Is Nigeria of the 21st century not living out her dreams? Are we faring better, or would we fare any better than this? The coming days and weeks would tell. But this is where we apply the brakes and end our show. Crosstalk for today. On behalf of the Backroom Boys, this is yours sincerely, Citizen Jones Hussein, saying bye-bye now. Take care. Thank you.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.